Fregonese uses these development types to paint new land use configurations into the scenario. These land use types can be modified or created in the Excel workbook supplied by Envision Tomorrow. In order to create or modify a development type, all building prototypes within that development type must be created, and all characteristics seen in this table must be defined. These include land cost, building value, property tax revenue, sales tax revenue, parking, solid waste creation, internal water consumption and wastewater, landscape water consumption, carbon emissions, energy use, industrial, office, retail, and employment characteristics, income and household income characteristics, residential sales prices, residential rent, residential square footage characteristics, land use mix percentage, site and building characteristics. Additional characteristics can be added to meet the requirements for local application. Additionally, prototype requirements already provided by Envision Tomorrow are highly flexible and can be modified to meet the requirements of any local application. Once all necessary building prototypes have been created, the development or land use types used in the parcel painting process can be assembled. This is done in the Excel Workbook's Development Type Input tab, as you see here. This is where the percentage of land use, consumption, and mix of prototype buildings are assembled to create the collective characteristics for each development or land use type. Here you see the 19 development types we are currently used to paint the map. In these columns, you can see the breakdown of land use consumption as a percentage. And in this column over here, you can see the breakdown of prototype buildings within each land use category. Envision Tomorrow's power lies in its Excel workbook. The Excel workbook can track pertinent changes for up to 5 scenarios, and these scenarios will change their data as new land use categories are painted into the parcels. Here is a quick comparison of some of the data for the 2 scenarios we have already created. As you can see, Envision Tomorrow is able to track a wide range of parameters and metrics. Not only does Envision Tomorrow track changes made to the scenarios themselves, it will also track changes made to the individual prototype buildings that were created in the first Excel workbook revision. Tracking of these metrics allows planners and all others involved in the planning process to track metrics and parameters like employment, economic, environmental, fiscal, and other impacts of land use changes. Envision Tomorrow comes with many predefined, editable metrics distilled from cited reputable sources, allowing for both immediate use and modification to match local conditions. Once added, land use categories or development types can be edited on the fly in Envision Tomorrow's interface. Simply by selecting Open Development Type Attribute window, you pull up an attribute window for that specific development type. It's then a matter of clicking and entering new figures for everything from density to employment mix, housing mix, and land area. Another convenient option from Envision Tomorrow is the ability to add sample images for each of your land use types. In this instance, we've added several land use images for the mixed use transit corridor, as you can see here. This allows community members and other planning individuals to get a sense of the character of the space for each land use type. This ability to make on-the-fly adaptations for each land use category also speeds up the workflow process. For this example, we'll make some quick adaptations to the master plan community land use type and then apply those applications to some parcels on the map. We'll begin by setting the housing density to 10 dwelling units per acre and changing the housing mix to 10% multifamily, 10% townhome, and 80% single-family dwelling. Once these modifications have been made, they can be applied to the map. Here again, we simply select the master plan community land use color palette, select our brush type, and paint our parcels to match the desired effect. As you can see, once the adaptations are accepted, those changes are manifest in the Excel workbook. The ability to quickly paint areas and receive instant metric feedback allows for the quick creation, modification, and assessment of up to 5 scenarios. While powerful in its ability to create, compare, and evaluate scenarios, Envision Tomorrow relies almost entirely on outside software platforms like Google SketchUp and Adobe Photoshop for the visualization of any created scenario. Thank you.